Got a pretty good appointment today for my national digital marketing client. I called a plumber I talked to a while back, and he kind of wanted to get his ducks in a row. He said he was trying to do some more hiring before he really was thinking about marketing or advertising. And called him today, and he told me they were actually going through a full rebrand of the whole company. They hadn't even legitimized their new name, but he was open to talking about some marketing and advertising solutions after that. And kind of ran through what our new publication was doing and how well it had kind of gotten traction. He asked if we had any other plumbers already in the magazine, and told him he was pretty much the first one. So first come, first serve, kind of told him what we were doing, and he said he had some time to talk Friday. Should be a pretty decent talk. I already sent him a little bit of literature about what our scaling and zones look like. So he should have everything he needs to have going into that meeting, and hopefully we'll be able to close something.
I got an appointment earlier today for my janitorial client. It's with a manufacturing facility in Salt Lake City. They just had a recent change in management, so it's a new general manager. Got in touch with them, and they are actively looking for some new cleaning. They've had a few of their employees come up to them and express their concerns of what's going on right now, so we have an appointment set for next week. Should be a good one.
I was able to get one for my IT client over in San Antonio. It's 140 users. They're actively looking for a geared contract MSP that to partner with. Had a current provider that was month to month, but aren't super happy with what they're doing for them, so should be a pretty good one. Also was able to get one for my roofing client over in San Diego, about 70,000 square foot. We're looking at a maintenance quote for repairs, so both should be pretty good ones. Excited about it.
I got an appointment today for my roofer in Texas with a condo complex. It's about 55,000 square feet, and they have some projects that they want some quotes for, so we're going to go out and meet with them next week.
I got 2 more appointments today for my HVAC client down in Miami. The first one was an assisted living facility, about 95,000 square foot. They had over 300 units. They have a current contractor, and that contract expires in a couple of months, and so we're headed out there next week to provide them an additional bid for PM. The second appointment that I got was another assisted living facility, 240,000 square foot. I spoke to the building engineer, and he was actually opening another location, which is kind of interesting because he doesn't have maintenance out there, and so we're headed out for this initial building to give them a maintenance bid there, and if it goes well, he said that we could bid on his other property as well, so that's set up for next Thursday.
Got a couple bangers today, both for my client out in Baltimore this morning. 2 roofing appointments, one's with a country club. Been trying to speak with this guy Mike for 3 or 4 months now. He hasn't got back to us. When Brock spoke with him like 6 months ago, he said to follow up around this time of the year. So got him on the phone looking for a replacement on a section, so we're going to go out there Friday at 10, give him a quote for that. And then a past appointment we never actually logged. We just sent him over some budgetary numbers for a replacement for their school and church roof. The guy actually called me back today, so they're having a meeting with the board tomorrow. Wants a roof replacement for the gym specifically, so we're going to go out there and give him a quote for that, and then hopefully get that wrapped up by the end of the week. So 2 really good appointments for my guy this morning. A little slower on the day with the team, but I know we'll pick it up later this afternoon. A bunch of people calling their shots today.
I was actually able to get a nice little email appointment from Cayman today. Got the alley-oop from Madison earlier. She set me up with a really good warm lead that I basically just closed. So that one was nice. About 50 users, multiple locations, so it should be a pretty good one.
Calling my shot on a JC's Tech IT appointment later this afternoon.
I'm calling my shot on my IT client in Arizona this afternoon and my roofer in Colorado.
Everything's going good today. Been making some dials, building some records, and calling for my Team Logic account over there in Colombia, and gonna be calling my shot in New York today.
I've been following up on warm leads that aren't panning out as much as I would like them to, but they're leading to future opportunity. But I am calling my shot today. I'd love to get another one for my client out in Green Bay, but it's going to be a good day, just trying to run it up.
Did some building this morning, so it's been a bit slower, but I'm calling my shot in South Dakota after lunch.
Everybody's on the board except for me, but I'll call my shot this afternoon and get something, 1 or 2 like I did yesterday, but I don't have a whole lot. I'll let them kind of do all the talking. They got the appointments, just calling my shot, continuing to build new records and just try and get as much as we can in the afternoon on good pace so far though.
I got a hotel that is looking to get a re-roof in the next 2 years, full size EPDM, 50,000 square feet. It's a pretty big deal, about 7 stories high. So finally got a hold of the chief of engineer after like 2 months of calling, and so it's a good call, good setup, and I'm stoked to hear how it turns out.
We got a couple really good ones yesterday evening, and then this morning just got one for a roofer in Dallas. It's a complex. They said that they're working with ownership right now, looking at replacing 8 roofs, and then they also have some chimney work, rough carpentry needed done on 2 other buildings. They gave me a whole scope of each building, and I know that we've worked with rough carpentry for chimneys already, so it's a perfect opportunity to do that extra work for them as well.
I got one for my IT client in Kansas. It's a warm lead from yesterday, also kind of a lead wait from a couple months ago. But I had followed up with him, talked to the president yesterday. He had pushed me down to one of his project managers. They're looking at switching here in the new year, February, March timeline. So wanted to set up a proactive meeting. We get them set up for the 24th. It's about 60 users total, 10 laptops, 25 desktops. So, yeah, they're looking to make a change. I'm excited to hear how that one goes.
Happy Tuesday. We got one on the board today from Blake. Other than that, just launching some new records over here for me. Trying to get some new blood in the pipeline. Hopefully gonna grab one this afternoon. Maddie, what are you up to?
I've just been building more contacts for Philadelphia, and then I'm gonna learn my pitch later and start training.
Spent part of my morning in Miami, and now I've dipped on over to Las Vegas. I've been adding new records, making new dials, and then also had a couple of really good warm lead conversations, and those will definitely be appointments over the next week or so. So I got to keep them moving.
I got one for my guy in Pennsylvania. He's going out to. He's going to be taking a look at their HVAC units, getting a report on preventative maintenance.
It's been mostly just calling, did a little bit of building this morning. I'll call my shot for my IT guy in Florida.
We're doing good. We're doing good. I know Danny's got one. Marge, do you have one? 2. Marge has 2. Okay, we're doing pretty good. I'm still trying to get one this week. Probably going to be focusing in Columbus and Baltimore later today. I think we're going to have Brennan mock pitching, get him his IT pitch ready, and then I know Ben's got probably a couple shots he wants to call, but I'll let Marge tell you about her 2 first.
So I set 2 appointments today. One was for my IT client in New Jersey. It was with a company that is in the transportation industry, on the smaller end of users, but they have active needs and they're looking to switch from the server to the cloud. So I think that will be a good one. And then I set one for my roofing client in Kansas City. It was a public bid opportunity, so they're going to get in there and give a bid.
I'm calling my shot for my solar guy out in Pennsylvania today.
I got one for my client out in Raleigh. It has 45 users. They're hybrid, so they're in the cloud and have a local server. When I called him, he said we actually do need to start looking around and everything. It's that time of year. And when I was talking with him, he said that they actually do need some help with cybersecurity. And then I told him how we specialize in cybersecurity and we also do AI automation. And then we tried to go for December, but we ended up settling in November 17th. So it should be a banger.
I've just been building this morning. I'm gonna work on getting on some calls, working on the pitch when we get back from lunch. Go from there.
We're doing pretty good. Aaron is cooking with grease today. I'll let him start, and then we'll kind of go across the table.
Yeah, I got two appointments. I got one for my client in Buffalo. Should be a go for us. It was about 50 users, 3 servers. I got that set for next week. And then I got another appointment for my client in Florida, West Palm. A smaller one, it was 15 users.
I've got a lady who, I called her while she was driving. She wants to set something up, so I'm calling her after lunch, and we're going to get that on the books.
I got one this morning for my IT client in Seattle. It was from a lead, no interest from like a year ago. Followed up with them a couple weeks ago, told me to call them this week. It's a local contractor, 35 users. We're going to be with them next week.
Call my shot in Nashville.
Just learning IT pitches and kind of just
just making through some dials.
I did follow up on a proposal though for my IT partner in Arkansas. Chatted with the front desk lady, left my number. The office manager who we met with and gave the proposal to was actually busy, but she does want to talk to me. So she left my number with her. She's supposed to get a call back probably after lunch here. So hopefully some good news there. I don't have an appointment, but I am going to call my shot for my IT client out in Anaheim. And then I think Brett got an HVAC appointment.
Yeah, I got an HVAC appointment for my Phoenix HVAC client. I spoke to the chief engineer at a hotel, roughly 40,000 square foot. He told me the contractor that he was working with for maintenance, he wasn't 100% sure when his agreement was up, but he does bid out yearly. So we're headed out there next Tuesday to provide them a maintenance bid.
But I'm going to call my shot for my Portland IT client. I got some pretty good follow-ups I got to do today, as well as my Albany IT client. I got some reschedules I got to get back on the board, a couple things there, but I did get news on a very big close deal for my niche medical client. It's going to average out to about 18,000 MRR, and we got a lot more good news coming soon that I don't want to talk on yet, but stay tuned.
I got one this morning with a hotel, I believe it was. They're doing some renovation, so open to us stopping by and you know, giving some second opinions on that. So I think we're going out next week for that. And I got one at the end of the day yesterday. That was a great one for my IT client out in San Francisco. Ended up speaking with the COO at a big construction company, about 250 end users. Was really excited about meeting, and that's happening this Thursday. So really good one.
Teddy's got a shot call for us this afternoon, then we'll go around the horn. Teddy, who are you calling your shot for this afternoon?
LA.
LA Roofing. Tyler, who'd you get one for this morning?
I got one for our baseball affiliated client. I got it with a fencing client, or a fencing prospect here. So they're meeting on Friday at the ballpark. Talk a little bit more.
I got one for our Central PA roofer. It's with the school district, about 350,000 feet of roof. They're going to be looking at a re-roof next summer, so we're going to go out there and start quoting them for that. Emma, what you got?
I've got one for my janitorial client in Texas. It's an emergency room, urgent care type thing. They have day porter services, so all day, every day cleaning. It's like 25,000 square feet. We're going to meet with them next week.
Got an appointment for my client out in Ohio. I spoke with the general manager of a hotel. He wants us to come out for a free inspection to go over upcoming projects. We're going to go out early next week.
I set up an appointment with a MSP in Long Island. Told him what we're doing with our MSP in TechCon in Manhattan.
Oh, that's the one you were just on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he was immediately interested. Asked him if he could fit $5,500 in his budget. Gave me kind of an interesting answer. He said, sure. I wasn't expecting to spend that kind of money today, but you called me. I'd have to look into it. I'd have to see what you guys are doing. So sweet. That's all I asked for.
And that's all we need right there.
Yeah.
We just need
A
a yes or a maybe. Anything other than a no, we're good. It's in the strike zone. Now it's up to me. Yesterday was a really good show rate. Let's talk about that for a second. We were 6 for 9. There's going to be at least one, maybe 2 deals that'll come from that, I think. I've got another meeting coming up here in 9 minutes that looks very promising, because I remember pitching this guy a few months ago and he just reached back out on my calendar. So I think there's probably at least 1 or 2 of these that will fall for us. And then Nick, your meeting sounds real good on Thursday. I'm working on some renewals right now. Just kind of working with active clients, making sure that guys are renewing for us. But we are closing at 14.3% after yesterday, so just need meetings to show up, you know. We've only had 14 appointments, you know, show, and we are on the 11th day of the month.
So what does that tell you?
Just means we need more volume.
We have a 30% show rate, which is improvable, but it's kind of where we always sit. So while we're improving the show rate, you still got to have the volume there.
Yeah.
In order for Sam to close 10 plus deals a month.
Basically, don't get in your head thinking I just got to be very strategic and I only need to get like 10 people to show up, so therefore you set up 10 appointments. It's like, no, like the numbers, the math. You guys are like the sales development manager role. You guys are responsible for 4 to 8 deals a month.
right? 60 appointments with like a 60% show rate is right at about 4 or 5 deals. All right, you have 70% show rate, it's like 6 deals. That's like right where you want to be, right in the middle there. And you can have great months and get lucky, and there are other months where can teeter down. You guys are responsible for at least 1 to 2 deals, right? So you guys need like 30, 40 appointments with like a 50% show rate. You're talking about 15 to 20 shows, 1 or 2 deals, So just make sure the appointments are there.
That's all relative.
The number, math. We've reverse engineered success, figure out how many calls it takes you to get somebody to pick up the phone, that's your contact rate. How many people you talk to before somebody says yes to a meeting, that's your close rate.
That's what I wanted to talk to Nolan about, is if you remember before the CRM change, you were like building some records, but you were pushing like 100 dials a day to get 1 or 2 appointments. And now that we're in the new CRM, you're kind of under that, like you're right around the 60 mark every day. And I think you're probably about 20, 30 dials away from your appointment. So if you can work on that workflow, just getting a little bit more efficient, getting back up to that 100, 120 dials, you're good for an appointment or 2 a day. Back to where you were. So that's really all it is. That's manual effort into the mathematical equation.
I'll say this: Braxton Gill has been setting up as of late the best meetings. And Justin, I talked to him. What's changed? The number one thing that's changed is he is researching. He is building new records. He just built a brand new MSP in DC that just responded to an email. He's calling, he's leaving voicemails, he's following up with emails, but they're coming from new records. So when you guys are doing this, make sure you're not leaving any stones unturned. That's why we say think of the big markets with sports teams. There's going to be more to call. That's how Connor's been getting his meetings on the month. Contacts created. Connor's leading the way. Jesus, you're right behind him. After that, Nolan, you got about 30. Number's number. Like, how many appointments do you have this month, Connor?
3.
You got 3. And they've been showing up for the most part. You've had a good. Here we go. Yeah, they've been showing up. Like, Nick, you also have been getting some meetings showing up. You're sitting at 4. Like, we're a third of the way through the month, and we are kind of behind. So, come in early, stay late, work through lunch, whatever you got to do, hit your number, right? You should be shooting for 3 a day. You should be shooting for 2 a day, right? To hit those deal goals. Like I said, when we all hit deal goal, we'll all celebrate. That's all I got.
So I forgot to mention the other day, I created a post about our pancake breakfast. That video was awesome, so I got that out. I'll be making some posts about our new hires this afternoon, so I'll get that out, as well as the daily recap from yesterday. And then I'm almost done with the partner appointments, so I'll get those done. And then once I do that, I'll do the Arsenal appointments. And of course my 10 out of 10s in the middle of all that. And then I think that's about it for right now on my side.
Launching a website today for one of our IT clients out of Chicago, so just make sure the website's all good there. And just worked on a blog for one of our other IT clients.
Reach out to some new people, get some people scheduled to come in and visit the office later this week, and starting to prep. We have a new recruiter joining us next week on the ops team, so getting him all squared away so we can be ready for him to start on Monday.
Again, still working on payroll prep with preparing for my meeting with CODA this week. Actually, it's next week. And updating just some employee records in the 401k plan and benefits and health savings accounts.
This morning I finally heard back from one of our clients in the emerging markets. Gave me a little bit of feedback for their website. So just making those tweaks, and then I'll be switching over to blogs once I'm finished with this.
He was working on a report time fix this morning, got that in, looks to be good. Then was working with Briggs on, he got the invoicing total amount for some of those reports, so now I'm just trying to get those in the dashboard and displaying pretty, to have like the dollar amounts and all that, so working on that today.
Worked on the reports, being able to add a formula to it, so like for invoices, being able to add a total invoices, so it totals up all those invoices that are in that report based on filters, and then pass it over to Glenn to finish up the displaying.
I got one for my IT client in Salt Lake. I called a lady earlier this morning. She was not in the office yet. Followed up with her right when I came back from lunch, and She was open. It was a record I built literally yesterday, so just kind of the right timing for it.
Got one today for my IT client out in Madison. Ended up speaking with the IT director at a dental academy, I believe it was. He was open to kind of reviewing options towards the end of the year, so we actually set up an appointment for us to come out next week. Really good one. Like to get him out in person, and it's a quick turnaround, so it should be a good one.
I set a appointment for my roofing client in Arkansas today. It was with a food bank. They just got a new building donated to them, and the roof is a mess, so they need it re-roofed. So we're going to go out and give them a quote.
Yeah, so I got an appointment for my client in Chicago. Should be a good one for us. I was able to reach out to the IT manager. He's really looking for help with like a lot of project work. So I was able to schedule it for this Friday for my client. So it should be a good one for us.
I got an appointment today from my client out in Omaha. I spoke with a property manager. We're looking at a large roofing project for next year, so we're going to go out early next week to bid on it.